Hi, it's me, Rachel Ann, and it is tax time. So on today's Financial Friday, I am going to go over my taxes, talk about what I do to file them, how I get them done, and then I'm also going to delve into some of the information about my taxes. First of all, I have to tell you that I do have my taxes prepared and filed by a professional. That professional is my dad. My dad actually has his own tax business. He does taxes personally, just himself, and he has been doing this since before I was even born, and he just does it on the side, of course, during tax season. He is a CPA. He is currently retired, but he worked in various bookkeeping, accounting, and also somewhat of a CFO position. Basically, that has been his job forever. So I am extremely blessed that my dad does my taxes for free. However, he does charge a minimal fee, I think, as far as if you are someone else. He doesn't charge a whole lot, but it does help him make some money on the side. I think that he enjoys doing it, and he definitely enjoys getting a little extra money around tax season time. I am somebody that actually would definitely recommend a professional if your taxes are in any way kind of complicated or slightly complicated, or you have no idea what you're doing. Then I would definitely recommend a professional to do your taxes for you. But you have to be very careful and get recommendations. You never know what could happen if you just choose a random stranger. So I personally don't know anything about taxes. So if I didn't have my dad available to do my taxes for me, then I would actually hire somebody to do them for me, because I have no clue when it comes to doing taxes and filing them and all of that is involved with it. I really just wanted to give you a rundown as far as how my taxes came out this year, what is happening if I'm getting a refund, if I had to pay extra, what I'm going to do because of that, and a few extra tidbits like how much exactly did I make last year. I want to start off by talking about last year's taxes. So this is going all the way back to 2017, and in that year I moved, I changed jobs, and I also won $10,000 in a raffle at my church. And so there was a lot of strange and different things that happened as far as my taxes were concerned and how that got filed. I was actually due for quite a bit of a refund, and I think most of that had to do with me winning the $10,000, because when you win $10,000 you don't actually get the full amount. They take the taxes out first, and they take it out at the highest tax bracket. So I did have money coming back to me for that. However, last year my student loans were in default, and my taxes were actually seized and taken to help pay for my student loans. I'm actually not 100% sure what's going to happen this year, if I'm actually going to see that money or not. If I do see that money, it will definitely show in my budget update videos, and I will definitely let you know about that. So make sure that you are subscribed to check out my budget updates, to check out if I actually get my tax money this year. So now I'd like to go into this year's taxes, which is 2018, and I will say that 2018 was pretty normal, pretty low-key as far as income is concerned. I didn't win any huge jackpots. I basically had my regular job, which I am a teacher, and I also had a couple of side hustles. I work out at Churchill Downs for Derby, and also just during the live racing, and then I also work at Keeneland, which is another horse racing track. But last year, 2018, was really normal as far as income is concerned. I didn't take on any extra jobs, although I probably should have over the summer, but I had a lot on my plate last summer, and I just never did pick up another job, and I just had a teaching job and then my two side hustles. So last year, rounding up, because the documents that my dad has doesn't show the cents, it just kind of rounds it up on the paper, but I made $42,111 last year. I asked my dad if I had any deductions and how much each of them were, and I was going to go into each of them because I did pay a lot of student loan interest last year, but he actually said that I did not itemize. He tried it both ways, to itemize or not to itemize, and it worked out better in my favor to not itemize. So I don't have any deductions. There's not really anything to tell you about. I could tell you about how much student loan interest I paid last year, but it doesn't affect my taxes because I didn't itemize. I am receiving a tax refund this year. I am getting $669 from the federal government, and then I am getting $89 back from the state of Kentucky. I was pretty surprised as far as how much I made in total for the year, because I make just over $37,000 from teaching alone. That is my salaried amount, so I do know how much that one is. As far as working at Churchill Downs and Keeneland, I never know how much I'm going to make in a single year because it really depends on a lot of factors, as far as if there's big race days and I work extra like there was last year. Breeders' Cup was at Churchill Downs, when sometimes it's in California and I don't work when it's in California. Sometimes I just work more days in a single year. So I can definitely tell you that I made at least an extra $5,000 this past year from working at Churchill Downs and Keeneland. I feel like that is an awesome amount for a side hustle that is only available to me a few months out of the year. This year might be less just because Breeders' Cup is not at Churchill Downs this year. But then again, it could be more. Because those jobs are based on seniority, I have more seniority this year after working another year, but then so does everybody else, so it kind of evens out. I know it's just the middle of February and I'm already talking about taxes. Most people think about taxes in April, and I feel like that is way too late to be talking about taxes and filing your taxes and getting things done. In April, there's a huge rush, it's last minute, and by the time you file, if you are getting a refund, it's going to take you a lot longer to get that refund back because there's so many other tax returns that they have to go through before they can get to yours to pay you any money that you might be getting back. If you have to pay more money, I can kind of understand maybe waiting a little bit if you feel like that's what you need to do. But be warned, if you're late, you're going to have to pay extra, and you should never pay extra for anything. I like to have my taxes done as soon as everything comes in. I know what jobs I have, I know what things I've done in the last year, and as soon as I have all of the paperwork that I need, I take that, I give it to my dad, and then a day or two later he says, this is what you're gonna get, or this is what you're gonna have to pay. I am very thankful that this year I get a little extra money back. I don't think my taxes will be seized this year and applied towards my student loans because I am completely out of default now. That shouldn't happen. But if it does, it's going to go to my student loans. It shouldn't, so I should be getting this money within the next couple weeks, and that money will go straight to debt. So it really doesn't matter either way because it's going to debt no matter what. I am very excited to be able to apply all of this money to debt and be that much closer to becoming debt-free. So now I kind of want to discuss with you what I plan to do in the future. If you follow Dave Ramsey, you would know that he says to try to get your taxes adjusted so that you don't ever pay anything and you don't ever get anything back. You don't want to overpay because you don't want to be giving the government too much money at an interest-free loan when you could be using that money throughout the year. You don't want to underpay and end up owing, and then you have like a big chunk that you have to give the government, you know, this time of year. Especially if you have not fully prepared to give them that money and you don't have that money on hand. Now last year I was supposed to get a pretty good amount. I think it was maybe around $2,000 back, but of course I never saw it, so I don't even remember how much it was supposed to be. But after talking to my tax professional, my dad, he said to just leave it alone because there were so many different factors that went into my taxes last year that made a huge difference that would not be affected this year, and it was too hard to tell exactly what would be going on with my taxes for this year. So now that I've seen a whole year of what is truly normal, I talked to my dad and he suggested kind of leaving it where it is right now. He said that it's under $1,000 that I'm getting back, so I'm not really missing out on that much throughout the year. And because I do have plans on having extra side hustle money come in this year more than I did last year, whether I start making money on YouTube or having a summer job or doing other things to make money this year, which are definitely in my plans for the year, it would just be better if I leave that alone because of the way that the taxes work. When you make a little bit, then they don't really take enough out, as compared to in my regular job, they take out what I'm supposed to take out, but then I'll have other little jobs and they don't take enough out because I don't make as much. I don't know if that makes any sense, and maybe I can talk more about taxes and how that works in the future. I really don't know that much about taxes myself, so I can't really answer those questions, but I do have my dad on hand to talk about those things if you have any questions yourself. If you have any questions, you can leave them down below and I will do my best to try and answer any of them in a future video that will be very soon, because of course I want you to get your taxes done as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'd like to know if you've already done your taxes yet or not. If you have, are you getting a refund or do you have to pay more in? If you haven't done your taxes yet, then let me know when you plan on doing them, because sooner is much better than later. Don't forget to like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I make videos about getting out of my student loan debt and losing some weight along the way. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.